I'm just worn out.
Oh, yes.
Mom, Dad's being weird again.
Luscious.
Honey,
So full.
it's just grass.
Oh, it's so much more than just grass. It's a healthier, greener, and more luscious lawn. Yours can be too.
Look at you.
With Kabursky Brothers Lawn Care.
Remember, no shoes on the lawn. Because you're so beautiful.
Call or click today.
Spring has sprung in the great state of Iowa, and if you've been thinking about getting outdoors with your family during the best time of year, we want to help you here at Plaza RV. We are a locally owned RV dealer in Bondurant who cares about our customers before, during, and most importantly, after your purchase. Give us a chance. We will treat you like family. Buy local. Buy from Plaza RV.
Join us for the Murph and Andy Patio Tour every Friday, continuing next week, June 6th, at Either Or Eatery and Patio in West Des Moines. The family-friendliest patio in the city, complete with Lua beers, craft cocktails, and fantastic food. The party starts at 1 next Friday at Either Or Eatery and Patio in West Des Moines with Murph and Andy and Iowa Everywhere.
Attention all campers.
Keith Murphy.
What I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Andy Fales.
I'm telling you straight, it's my way or the highway.
Powered by AD.
Just a bit outside.
Murph and Andy. Proudly presented by Ramsey Subaru, live and on demand across Iowa Everywhere from the Channel Seed Studios. Murph and Andy, connected by cellular advantage.
Welcome to a fun Friday here on the 2025 Patio Tour, live from Guesthouse Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines, place with great food and beverages, and we're happy to be here. We probably should start, as we always do, with an apology for anybody who just wandered into the Patio Tour at lunchtime unsuspecting.
Well, there was that Saturday Night Live game show where the guy from Wisconsin just walked into the Japanese game show. Remember that? He didn't realize it, and then they put him on. I don't have an answer to that. My family and I are just here on vacation. Yeah, we have done that, I'm sure, at some point to somebody already, and we'll do it again. But, you know, it's a Friday. The weather is really nice. Hopefully everybody's got a good sense of humor today.
I think so, and this is it's windy again.
It is.
But it's a beautiful day. The sun is out, the patio is lovely, the people are nice, and the drinks are Guesthouse Old Fashioned Nitro Espresso Martini. That's to get you so hopped up you don't sleep till Monday, but you'll enjoy it. The Woo Girl. You know what a Woo Girl is, right?
Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, yeah.
Woo Girl just wooing all night. Nortino, I don't know what that is.
A Nortino.
That
is
it's got tequila.
Northern, I don't know what that is. Nortino?
It's a fan favorite. Tequila, peach cobbler, candied orange, and lime in a citrusy seasonal margarita.
Oh, that sounds like a hangover.
We've got a Don't You Know. Speaking of hangovers, Hurricane.
Oh, man.
Pink Squirrel. That's got ice cream. So you'll crap the chair.
I love pink squirrels. Yeah. That's
guest hopper.
Pain in the ass to make. If
Guest
you're a
hopper.
bartender.
Also, Andrew.
Yeah.
They do have a Wisconsin Old Fashioned.
Yeah, I know this. I've been here.
Careful.
And the cool thing about the Wisconsin Old Fashioned is you get a pull tab with it. The dangerous thing is you can win another Wisconsin Old Fashioned on that pull tab. And one night we were sitting at the bar here, and I won like 3 in a row, and we Ubered home.
Yeah, good move, though. Be safe.
We Ubered
Be
home.
safe.
No.
Please drink responsibly.
I do like the Wisconsin Old Fashions. I don't like much from Wisconsin, but it's not an Old Fashioned. But if you know what it is when you order it, they're pretty good.
But when you ordered an Old Fashioned in Wisconsin, didn't it come with like a pink straw like you'd get in a cafeteria?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
It's going to be sweet, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll ask you how sweet you want it. Sometimes they put soda water on the top of it. Yeah, they have. So here, yeah.
Sprite. They'll just put Sprite to fill it up.
Right. So here they've created a whole separate category to make it less confusing.
And it's brandy.
Good,
brandy is the key to the
brandy old-fashioned. Yep.
AD, you look good today. A nice Iowa Everywhere hat. I think you brought some merch with you, too.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to buy any.
Yeah, come on in.
Hats are popular. Last week, your Wi-Fi was so bad that people were asking us why Mr. Movie was here.
Yeah, exactly. And it was weird because on my screen, I looked great. And then, all the comments, every time I pop myself up, all the comments are, oh, you're on Mr. Movie's internet, apparently.
He's fixed that.
I think I look better this week.
He has fixed that.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, so let's give him credit where it's due. Hey, the Guesthouse Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines, which is where we are, sets the table for sports and more today, including SEC gaslighting. What's bugging you? You defensive about that at all?
No, I'm willing to share.
Okay. And who's the a-hole? It's coming up at the end of the show. It's always good to have that.
I called
late
an
in the
audible
show.
on that one. Actually, I had a different one planned, and then on the way over here, I got a different idea.
Really?
I was inspired. I had an epiphany.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this from your personal life?
Yeah. Well, yeah. The second one is, on the way over here, I witnessed something, and I thought, you know what? That's
who's the
asshole
a-hole?
situation. We'll put it up to a vote at the end of the show.
All right, right now, though, high or low since the last show?
Presented by Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
Find those guys at wealthcharterretirement.com. It's Tim Hawkins and company up there that can help you get yourself all set up for a nice, cushy retirement. I'm going high here. I would be just the ultimate Grinch if I went the other way on this, but it's the last day of school for my kids, and I still I get kind of a contact high from that still at this point,
that.
even though I'm in my 50s, where it's kind of like, you're near somebody who's smoking weed. You get just a little hit off it, a little bit of it. Yeah.
Sure.
So they're so happy. And I remember, we all remember that feeling. I mean, it was like a feeling of freedom, like a gigantic vacation and parole, like all rolled into one.
We're talking about the end of school now, right? We're not on the contact.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, the end, like the end of your school year, you were so happy.
It's one of the feelings of life that stays with you the rest of your life. You never forget that feeling of last day of school.
And even though by what, Andrew, midway through next week, we'll all be ready for that summer
first day of
end.
school.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes.
We'll be looking forward to the first day of school by next week. Right now, like today, I'm feeling, I'm getting that contact high, though. From the last day of school, it has me in a good mood.
And the last day of school and the first day of school are so different. I remember the first day of school as a young person being that I got to get the one outfit. And you'd wear what you thought was your best new school clothes and your sneakers. This is kind of how the Pooh shoes came out.
Yeah.
When you wore the new shoes
that's
and
how it happened.
Stepped right in it. Yeah. That was a first day of school type thing. But yeah, you wear the outfit you thought made you look coolest or best. That was the first day. That was all about that. By the last day of school,
you kind of stack the deck.
Yeah,
the first day.
Last day of school,
favorite lunch. You pack that.
Yep.
You had pencils were all pretty sharpened.
Fresh haircut.
Yeah, fresh hair.
Got your school supplies, set up your new lunchbox back in the day if you had one of those. Break out your new NFL lunchbox or whatever you had.
Backpack or something. But like the last day of school, though.
You don't give a crap.
No, you don't care.
No, you could be running around
naked.
Tattered shorts.
Yeah, you don't care. But
tank top.
And the last day of school now, it's like, I can remember back in the day, my day, teachers were, they didn't try to have like learning the last day of school, but you were there the whole day.
Yeah.
These days, I think they do like a half day. They're just like, the hell with this. No way.
Let's get to the patio tour.
Yeah, it's just so the kids are, we got nothing today. So let's just, get the hours that are required by the state and then just set them free out onto the street.
I should be high here. Let me rephrase. My high should be that we have all the boys together for a wedding this weekend, and that's wonderful, and it's great to get everybody back together, and it's a reminder of I don't know how we did it all those years. By that, I mean Jenny. but I'm going low because I have a floater in my eye and it's driving me crazy. Like I've never
we need to
had
come
this
up
before.
with a different term for that, Murph. You keep using that word, and it also means other things.
Well, yeah,
a floater.
Yeah, it's a floater.
A floater is not. That's an eyelash in your eye that you can't get out.
No, it's not an eyelash. It's actually wherever you move your eye, it stays there and it's there.
It's like a spot in your vision.
For me, it looks like a crystal snowflake over here on the right side of my eye. If I look here, it moves here. It just moves wherever your eye does, and it's not dangerous, but it eventually disappears.
Doctor, look at that, and that actually doesn't sound funny.
Not yet. I did have blood coming out of my eye last night, and I thought, no, I didn't. No, it's a floater. These things, hey,
floater.
Getting older is not for wimps. I think is it age related, AD, or have you had these?
I've never had one. No, I hope it's age related because I don't plan to make it to where you are.
It's a snowflake. yeah. He's got the throttle too wide open right now. You're not gonna make it.
Yeah. If AD's talking floater, it's not.
I'm going down before floaters, right?
So it looks like a snowflake. Can you see what it is?
Well, it's
looks like an apparition.
It looks like a clear crystal,
like a prism
snowflake. Yeah, and it's just sitting over there, and wherever you look, you see it. I never had one before. It's new to me. It's hard to describe.
Well, it's not that new. You had it just the other day. You were talking about floaters.
Yeah, I'm in like a full week now. I've had a week with this floater. And when you don't think about it, you don't notice it. But if you think about it, or you get on a background that shows, like when I get up to the urinal at WHO 13 and that white wall is right in front of your face, I'm forced to see the floater.
Apparently it's not an age thing. Marty says he's had them since he was a kid. A lot of people in the comments have dealt with floaters.
They call them a floater?
Paul says I got my first floater at 25.
Again, we're talking about on your eye.
Yes.
Just to be clear.
Peter says somebody's going to be like, oh, no, it's not that big a deal. Just hit the flush again.
Peter says he can move his around so that he can move it so it's in between the lines on the road when he's driving.
Does anybody say it's
dangerous?
dangerous?
That guy? Who said that?
Peter,
you need to get off the road for a while, man. That doesn't sound good.
D-Coop says it's like a turd in the eye bowl. So
that's a
my low is a floater. Again, eye.
All right.
Eye floater. All right, enough of that. Let's get the buzz.
The Buzz. Brought to you by Logier Heating and Cooling.
Logier Heating and Cooling, not really necessary today. Isn't this a no heating or cooling day? Just open the windows?
John over there did want me to pass something on. So we've had this in the news just this past week. It's a national story. Federal regulations have kicked in requiring heating and air conditioning places to phase out HFC, the refrigerant that they use. They have to change that over. And the new stuff, which is much better for the environment, is a little more expensive, and it is in lower supply right now. So a lot of these people that are seeing, they're seeing bigger bills to get their air conditioning serviced for the upcoming summer. But John says that he thought ahead at Logier. They stocked up on all the old stuff.
Look at the big brain on John.
so they're not raising any prices right now. So he's got plenty. He's got a big old stash of the old stuff. So it's no raised prices there. Call Logier and get them out to service up that air conditioning before it's 100 degrees.
Before we step into the buzz, Scott wants to know if you could lift one of these Ham's beer signs out of here for him. Yeah, anytime you're here.
They're so cool.
You can't see it here, but there is a wall of classic neon signs. There's Schlitz, Olympia, Miller High Life Hams.
Yeah, let's see if I can.
Stroh's. Yeah, he's got a couple of hams.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, those are really, really cool. Yeah, those were
American beer.
Those, like, all of a sudden they got collectible.
Yeah.
And then they just disappeared. They were everywhere, and then they were just gone. Now that you go to an antique shop or something like that, those are
expensive.
Expensive.
So this is
hard
like
to
the
find.
opposite of me turning in my DVDs and CDs way too late, where they like 900 of them were worth $5.
This was like, a bunch of old men that had bars in their garage just suddenly got rich off selling off this kind of stuff. But
This is the original garage beer.
They would bring you this stuff like Ham's Beer. Their reps would be like, "Oh yeah, I want to bring you one of my Ham's Beer bears," and big signs. People were like, "All right, that's fine," and they would give it to you for free because it was advertising.
Yeah, original sponsor of Beat the Bear, Ham's Beer.
Yeah, that's why it was
provided
the
the
bear.
costume.
Yeah.
It's still there. It still smells like intern. All right, so the Eastern Conference Finals back to Indianapolis Saturday night after the Knicks humbled the Pacers 111-94. Jalen Brunson had 32 points. Tyrese Halliburton had 8. Did not have a 3 and had just 6 assists. That's low for him. 0 turnovers, but he looked pretty dejected, and he was hard on himself after the game. Halliburton gave Knicks fans the choke sign after Game 2 at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see how the Knicks fans react to humbling Halliburton last night. My goodness. So that is a Halliburton doll, I guess, stuffed doll, and they're trouncing it with their feet in the middle of the street. So that's how that's going.
That's a little. That might be over the line.
Well,
That's New York.
Because when you first see it, you're like, okay, what's going on here? Do we have an international incident? Oh, it's like a big doll.
Like they're stomping him in effigy rather than burning. They're stomping him.
Yeah, that does seem kind of violent. After the game, Indianapolis Star reporter Greg Doyle had another awkward exchange.
Boy.
His previous one was with Caitlin Clark.
And he had kind of righted the ship. I had read a couple of pretty good columns by him on Caitlin Clark, and it seemed like maybe he had been gotten back in the good graces, or at least everybody had forgotten about the
because they didn't let him cover the Fever last year because he asked her to do the heart sign, and it was
just weird.
Yeah, it was just weird. So last night he's talking to Pascal Siakam of the Pacers, and Siakam said the Knicks played harder, which they did, and Doyle did not understand how or why that was possible.
How is that possible?
What do you mean?
How is it possible to not fight hard enough in game?
What are you talking about? They played harder than us. It's okay. We played hard, but they played harder. What's your point? I don't get it.
My point is, you're saying you guys got out fought, and I'm saying
That happens in the game, though. That's basketball.
in game 5 we didn't play hard. You're saying
You're good? You're good, bro? You're looking for something, I know, but damn. No, but I'm telling you, though. I told you. What else you want me to tell you?
I want you to tell me how. That's all I'm asking.
Well, what about you tell me? So go ahead. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? What's your name, bro? Oh.
I think I understand how this happened, Andy. They're talking about two different things. I think what Doyle is getting at is how with the stakes this high could you not go out there and give maximum effort?
Which is an age-old question on sports talk the day after a bad loss. Like, how are you not more prepared? How do you not play harder? They say they got outplayed. How can you get outplayed with these stakes on the line?
And Siakam doesn't understand the question because he's not saying the Pacers did not play hard. He's just saying the Knicks played harder. They got the best of us tonight, and they just can't land in the same place. And
I think if you're Greg Doyle in that situation, you have to just kind of, spin it. You got to kind of just rally. You got to change it up a little bit so it's maybe a different kind of question. Do you feel like you needed to play harder? Which is an obvious question, but still it helps you land the plane there.
Meantime, John Mellencamp, previously known as John Cougar, and John Cougar Mellencamp, called out Pat McAfee for Wednesday's AD squared. I think YouTube called you out on that too, right?
Yes, they did.
If you missed it, McAfee, which we won't play now, in Indianapolis at Game 4, called out the traveling Knicks fans who had come into Indianapolis from New York and basically invited everybody to boo them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Summary. And some of them were famous people. All right, so Mellencamp says and apologized to all Knicks fans and said that was poor sportsmanship, poor sportsmanship, and he was embarrassed by it, and that's not how Hoosiers behave. So that leads us to a quickie poll from WCI Pools and Spas.
Yes, it does. Is it okay for home fans to boo and jeer visiting fans? Yes, it's part of sports, or no, it's bad sportsmanship.
Yeah, this is a tough one. That's, because there's a line.
Yes. It's like the definition of pornography. You know, when it goes too far, you know it.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think you ever want opposing fans feeling too comfortable in your building. Now, at the same time, I don't think that you should throw batteries at them or something,
right,
which happens, right? I mean, that used to happen in St. Louis.
Can't throw objects, can't be hate speech.
God, yeah. And it's a little harder when you have like a celebrity get up and like rile up the crowd.
Yeah,
to do that kind of stuff.
And McAfee's full pro wrestling in that moment.
He is. John Mellencamp is a cool dude. He really is. He's a good guy. He has been like one of the state of Indiana's biggest and best voices for forever, right? I mean, he would bring so much attention to their issues. He's kind of a favorite son. I don't know the context that he's talking about there.
Yeah, he seems like a tool here.
Oh, okay. It sounds like you don't.
Well,
I don't know. Yeah, I think he has a point. I think he's got a point. I don't know that I would pick that.
He also said
I like John Mellencamp better than Pat McAfee. How about that?
Okay. I don't know Pat McAfee enough to have an opinion, and I really don't know John Mellencamp since what was that huge album he had with Jack and Diane and Pink Houses? Are those two different albums?
Pink Houses is on a different album.
I saw him in concert at what was then Cyclone Stadium, now Jack Trice Stadium at Farm Aid.
Yeah,
he was good live.
He helped put all that together. He's a great guy. I've heard him do a couple of long interviews on Howard Stern. He really worked very hard to kind of break the color barrier and in rock and roll. There were people that didn't want him having black members of his band. He fought very hard for that. That wouldn't accept him because of that in Indiana. He really has pushed hard for those kind of issues. He's just been a really good citizen. I don't know if he's sounding like an old man here or if he's just generally a little alarmed at the non-Midwest nice.
That's kind of what he was hinting at. Yeah. He's still got good hair. He's kept that hair.
Boyd's is pretty shot, though. He's smoked a lot of cigarettes.
Yeah, he's been. I think he had like a carton before he put that
Pat
out.
McAfee is bro culture.
Yep,
totally.
Oh, yeah.
And that probably doesn't jibe real well with John Mellencamp's values.
Interact on YouTube, on X. It's Murph_Andy. The email is Murph_Andy at IowaEverywhere.com. Powered by Cellular Advantage. 35 regional locations. Proud partner with U.S. Cellular since 1993. I think Doug Eklund's stopping by the patio tour if he can make a business appointment with you, AD.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or does he not need to make an appointment? He just does whatever he wants.
He probably just does whatever he wants.
Yeah, that's a good thing to be in. All right, we have a new feature. It's called What's Bugging You? You click on is this really called SpeakPipe?
It is. Yeah, SpeakPipe is the name of the website that we're using. I don't know who found this. It's, I guess, the Overthinking crew.
I think it was Mackenzie.
Found this SpeakPipe. So, yeah, it's just speakpipe.com/Murph_Andy or find it on our social media. It's very easy. You just push a button, whether you're on a computer or your phone. Just push a button, record a message, and it magically gets sent to me.
Now, when we say what's bugging you, rant anytime, day or night, are we saying, like, if you're drunk and you've just watched the game,
please
go ahead?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you're sober, don't bother.
Huh.
We only want drunk people.
Leave your name
we will listen to them first before we put them on.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I can edit them.
We will censor. Yes. We will not let everything through.
All right, here's a few what's bugging yous from this week.
Yo, Murph, Andy, AD, this is Nate in Denver, Colorado. Love the show. Just reaching out to let you know what's been bugging me. Nothing I hate more than when people all line up at the gate when a flight is boarding. They're kind of in that in-between zone where you're not sure if they're in line or not, and you have to ask what boarding group they are, and inevitably, there'll be 6 or 7 when boarding group 1 is boarding, or, the military and children are boarding, but don't know what people are getting so antsy about to just get in and sit on the plane.
Hey guys, this is D. Wayne down in Centerville, Iowa, about an hour north of the Missouri border. Just wanted to say y'all doing a great job. Curious what your thoughts are on Kirk Ferentz and the Iowa Hawkeyes this upcoming season. Personally, I got them down for no less than 14 wins.
What's bugging me? The conversation I heard walking by the lady in Costco. She stated, "You won't believe this. Timmy stood up on the table and then peed into the classroom fish tank. She walked by so fast, I wasn't able to ask the following questions. Where was the teacher? How many fish were in the fish tank?" I'm just bummed I couldn't ask questions, and that's bugging me.
Hey guys, Luke Jones here in Springville, Iowa.
Nice.
What's bugging me today is you sports parents who leave the stands to go into the dugout to teach not their own kids how to get better at baseball, but different kids, the other kids, how to get better at baseball. Hey, Jerry, I don't need you and the fucking Marlboro Reds that you have in your back pocket to go tell my son how to be a good 2-strike hitter and how to choke up on the bat and shorten up your swing with 2 outs, all right? It's 8U baseball. Chill out, sit your ass in the stands, have a goddamn Fresca, and just watch the game.
Oh, man, that's great.
We could do a whole show on those issues right there.
That's a good start.
Yeah,
week
they
1.
are.
Was one of those hassle? I can't tell.
I don't think
I
so.
didn't think so either. I listened to it a few times. It definitely wasty D. Wayne from Centerville.
Now, I recognize 2 of the voices, but
Okay.
I did not recognize that one. Those are some pretty good, we could go all day on those. The guy that wants to coach the team, I like it when you'll have a coach come out and say, like the league president will step out and they'll be like, at the beginning of the season, they'll be like, okay, if you want to coach, start right now. You can be a coach. Okay. Other than that, if you're not a coach, don't coach. Either coach all the kids or none of the kids.
Amen.
Like stay out of it. Unless you're going to be all the way in. And then the boarding gate. Yeah. The ones I'm that person sometimes because I'm like, did they call like row 8 or row, what was it, like section D? What are they group? Are we in group 8 yet? How the hell are there 8 groups?
Should there be?
It's
No.
A flight out of Des Moines has 8 boarding groups. 8,
and it's that weird thing
people
where
riding on the tail.
The line starts like 15 feet back because the group 8 people decide to line up while they're still calling group 1. So it's that weird like, okay, I'm group 2. Do I just jump in front of all you people? It gets weird.
You're just like, yeah, I'm 7 or I'm 8, but they're on 7, and I know by the time I get up to the counter, they'll be on 8. So I do that sometimes.
And the early groups, which is a big advantage, and you get, the military boarding first. Good. We all owe a debt. Go ahead. Then it's like anybody with small children that might need assistance. They got like an 8 and a 12-year-old, and they're getting on the plane, and it's like anybody with a disability or needs extra assistance, and there's like somebody with a splint on their finger. They got to get on early because of medical attention.
Like Bill Burr would point out, he'd be like, why do they bring the soldiers on first? Those are like those are the healthiest people on the plane, the ones that need the least assistance.
It's a salute.
Well, I know. Then he's but still doesn't make any sense. They need a salute, so they put him on the plane a little bit early.
Wouldn't you rather be the last one on the plane?
Yeah, you'd rather be the last
No.
one. You got to sit there longest.
You got to sweat the overhead bin, and some of these planes, it used to be like Southwest had that cattle call where you had to come in and fight somebody for a seat.
Just ended that.
It was just a brawl to avoid the middle seat.
Yeah, Bill Burr would be like, wait a minute, are you in active duty right now? You don't look like you might be working a desk.
Other hot topics, SEC gaslighting from Commissioner Greg Sankey and everybody involved in this from SEC Media Days. My goodness, this has been a lot to take in. So they released an official statement of the conference schedule gauntlet, just calling it a gauntlet, and that, no one can compare to this. This is a conference that has an 8-game conference schedule, and then in November plays games against FCS opponents like
Citadel.
Alabama will play
Southern or something.
DMAC.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. Further, the strength of schedule of the SEC is based on so many SEC teams being ranked to start the season, and then they stay in their parked and they start playing each other, and they just say, well, we need to keep them ranked high because the only reason they have a loss is because they're playing other SEC teams. The past 2 national champions have been from the Big Ten, and the SEC is 2-5 over the past 2 years. So it would seem to indicate that now that you can pay players out in the open, the SEC has lost a major recruiting advantage that it had. Last year, we get the bowl games are hard to count too much if you're not in the playoff, but the SEC was 1-5 against the Big Ten last year in the postseason. Who was the only team to lose to an SEC team, AD? That's right, Iowa. SEC champ Texas came from the Big 12 the previous year, barely beat Arizona State in overtime from the Big 12. So this is just a lot to...
But at the same time, if one conference was going to stand up and say, hey, you know what, we're going to get up and leave.
They've got the power,
Which
and
one
they
would
want
have
more
the most
power.
power?
Yes, they would. I mean, and over the past 15 or 20 years, they've absolutely proven it. What in the hell?
This is something that we will only get at Guesthouse Tavern and Oyster.
Yeah, Darren from Budweiser sent those over to you guys.
This is from, this is an oyster shooter.
Yeah,
we will not be able to ever do this again. How cool is this? Murph, you get to try your first raw oyster.
Don't try to talk me up with enthusiasm. I told him,
come on,
I'll take a grilled oyster. Those are like oysters with training wheels.
Yeah.
This reminds me
How high maintenance are you?
This reminds
I like
me
my
of
single oyster to be grilled, please.
This reminds me of the worst cold I ever had.
Let's pee standing up today, okay? Let's do that. Let's act like you got a set.
All right.
Let's do it. All right.
What's in the glass, though? Tomato juice?
Yeah, it's vodka.
Probably a little vodka in there,
let's
too,
do it.
yeah.
Let's
Hang
do
on.
it. You got to drink the oyster
I have
liquor
a wedding
also.
rehearsal tonight.
Oh, you'll be fine. You take it straight down. Chase a little out.
Oh, that was great, Andy. That was good.
There's one down.
Come on, Murph.
Good job. So other hot topics.
That oyster was the best thing that you will eat all weekend. So good.
Let me get a napkin.
He's afraid he's going to throw up on his computer.
I don't want to throw up on the computer.
Woo, that was great. Thank you, Derek.
I don't want to be viral.
You're not going to throw up.
This reminds me of a virus. I mean, it looks like snot.
Come on, let's expand your horizons a little bit. Let's see. Come on, this is
God, Jenny would
no,
love
don't dump the
Peer
liquor in there.
pressure.
There you go.
All right,
Now
what-
slurp it in. Yeah, this end.
This end? It's going to slide?
Yeah, and give it a little chew so you can taste some of it. Okay, there you go. Ready? Let's throw it down. Slurp. You got it. Yeah, you. It's still stuck.
Use your teeth.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You can get.
One will be plenty.
He's about to eat the entire lemon after that. There, now throw it down. There you go. Chase it. Fireball coming. There you go. Cannonball. Oh, that's awesome. Woo! We're cooking with gas now.
This may be the last stop on the patio tour.
I did not set that up, and I'm genuinely jealous I didn't.
This is cruel because I love the food at Guesthouse Tavern and Oyster.
food.
We come here. I love the poutine, everything on the menu. The lobster roll, I've had that. Fantastic. And I ate a raw oyster. Is that considered raw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oyster on the half shell right there. Yep.
All right. Well,
Yep.
that's
and,
something.
and you didn't make them grill it for you.
Andy, I have a floater in my eyes,
That's the
but at
size
least
of
I
a
got that done before I died.
Yeah, you did. Good job. Good job. That's great. We're proud of you. You think there's still some more in there? You can lick the inside of the shell.
Why don't you lick it? Iowa against Iowa State will be at 11 a.m. football game. That is 99 days from today.
Yeah.
That's too early.
There's some opinions about this.
That's
I love
too
it.
early.
I love
you
it.
love it?
Yeah.
11 a.m.?
All right,
That's too early.
You know what? There are bright sides to it.
All right, let's hear it.
You get the game out of the way, and then you got the rest of the day.
Well, the game is the reason for the day.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be the entire day.
I'm telling you, 11 a.m., people show up late. People aren't in their seats yet. They don't see that.
Happens
That's great for Hawkeye fans, though.
Show up late?
Yeah, it takes away some of that home field advantage that Iowa State has. It gives you the whole afternoon to celebrate your win. You don't have to sit there anxious. When this game especially is at night, you just all day.
I hate it when it's
your
at night.
stomach's in a knot.
I'd rather
it.
do 11 than 7.
Yeah.
Than 7.
AD, there's a kid sitting behind you is 13. He's never seen the Cyclones win in Ames.
Isn't that hilarious?
Well, you think it is.
Oh, yeah.
Aiden's upset about that, but it's been since 2011.
That's wild.
1 o'clock would be perfect, but those games rarely get played.
Yeah.
They're on the schedule as one.
It's like it's too good for us. They won't give it to us.
Yeah, because it doesn't fit the windows.
We're too small.
It's all
Yeah.
TV windows now. It's all media windows. So then you get to like 2:30. That's okay. We've seen some 4 and 5 o'clock games. Now we're getting a little
too
drunk.
late.
Yeah.
We're getting late. It's like you did 10 raw oyster shooters and then went to the game. It's getting too drunk. And then the night.
Probably want to pass on any raw tailgate oysters.
Yeah, I would think so. I'll be passing on any good ones.
Especially if it's a late afternoon game because those suckers have been sitting out. The 11 a.m., what makes that tough is, first of all, you've got to basically leave the night before if you want to get up and tailgate. And the tailgating starts at, like, when it's still dark outside. And we've gotten up in the RV before, and you get up, you're tired, and you're just smacked in the face with that grill smoke. It's like somebody's roasting a hog right next to the RV.
It's a lot for your senses
And you're like,
when you're just
"Whoa."
waking up.
And people, you'll step out into the tailgate lot, and there are a whole bunch of people who are on 10, right? And then there's a bunch of other people who are still at like a 1 or 2 as they're ramping up. You get it later in the day, everybody's kind of on the same page, but too late in the day, and people are drunk.
Oh, yeah.
By the time the game starts, they're just stupid drunk. But 11 a.m., they will just start a little bit earlier. So don't think they'll be sober.
The drunkest I've ever seen people, and the worst behavior I've seen was the Iowa State-Iowa game in Iowa City in 2002, and that was a night game. I mean,
That's where that guy was cussing at you from the stands.
Yeah, it was so obnoxious. I had picked Iowa State, and Iowa was rolling in the first half, and man, he just did not let up. I would like to note at
Till
this
the
time
end of the
that,
game, and then
that Iowa State did win that
he
game.
disappeared. Yeah.
It's a pick of who you think's going to win. It's not personal.
I will say that, kind of back to the discussion about poor sportsmanship, kind of where that line is for visiting fans and stuff. You see people go over the line at the CyHawk football game.
You do.
And
you do.
That always hurts my heart a little bit when I see that. I don't like that. I think some of that is great. It's what makes the rivalry, but there are always people that don't know where the line is, and usually they're students, and that's kind of excusable because you remember they don't have any kind of a good judgment meter in their brain yet. But the worst thing is that sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes they're guys in their 40s. You take one look at them, and there's no way in hell they went to either of those colleges, right? And then they're still into it, just feeding it to everybody. Where the people that get like repulsed at the sight of the opposing team's colors,
right?
They're that into the rivalry, and that's where you do see some of that.
Just say Hassel and Williams' dads.
Oh my God!
All you have to say.
They really are.
They're like
they should carry the flags.
They're a lot.
But Williams' dad he's a Hawkeye fan, isn't he?
He was.
See, then he can't be that bad.
He
switched.
flipped.
Then he's not that bad.
Yeah, another example, because I talked about the terrible behavior we saw at Kinnick Stadium. I know Aaron Kiernan, who was from Nebraska, went to a Nebraska-Iowa State football game at Jack Trice Stadium, and she said that's the worst she's ever been treated anywhere at anything. She said it was relentless and never ending. Now, is that most Cyclone fans? No, it is not. But there are some out there that do give your whole fan base a bad rep when they're just like harassing people for the outfit they're wearing.
Well, they kind of rev each other up also. You know, their friends like it and laugh, and so they keep going and stuff like that. It just they go over the line. It's not subject to just one fan base. You know, it's everybody.
Was it an 11 a.m. game? Let's not give out the name, but somebody we know came up to me at RVTV. We're out there doing live shots, and he's like, hey, Murph. Hey, Murph. And then, so I try to have a conversation that goes nowhere. And then finally,
you knew it was a problem when you weren't sure which of his eyes to look at.
Yeah, he had one going this way, and maybe a floater, but he had one eye going this way and one that way. And I know him; his eyes usually aren't like that. And then he also did that thing that really drunk people do, which is to start the same sentence over and over again. Yeah. Hey, Murph. Hey, Murph. So he started the sentence over and over again, and you're standing right next to me. And then he goes, where's Andy? Hey, Murph.
Yeah.
Where's Andy?
Yep.
He's right here. Right here, in your field of vision.
Although
it might not have been his field of vision.
That might have been an 11 a.m. game.
I think it was 11 a.m.
Yeah, that was an Ames.
Hey, Murph.
Just walking around the tail. Oh, God, man. That's rough. The tailgate lot at the CyHawk game. Oh, it's something. That's a tough place.
Yeah, I have so much respect for the fans, like adult fans who go there and tailgate and they're sober and they have a good time. That's a person I respect, that you can somehow put up with all that and
or the
have
people
fun.
that just have kind of the happy drunk, right? You know, they get a good buzz going, and they're nicer and they're just kind of more fun to hang out with. We want lots of those people.
Yeah, we want those people. Also, Iowa in this soft schedule drop that happened in college football yesterday, Iowa plays 3 night games. In just the beginning of this schedule. Well, Albany's 5 p.m., but that's kind of a night game because you're not going to be done till 8:30.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I'm excited about the 11 a.m. kick for the CyHawk game.
I get it, because we're
getting more and more of these.
As many people have noted, and I totally agree, in your head, don't you still think of a night game as being like a prime time marquee matchup?
Mm-hmm.
Like, here we go. Prime time. It's a night game. This must be a big matchup. Nope. Iowa's playing Albany, UMass, which I thought UMass only had a basketball team, so that's been a surprise. And then Rutgers. Those are your night game. None of those resemble a marquee matchup in any way.
And that Rutgers is a Friday night.
Oh.
Those are all in the same area. Couldn't they just go make one trip out there and just play all 3 of them back-to-back days?
So that's at Rutgers.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Kirk Ferentz hates the idea of playing on Friday
yes,
night
he does.
during the high school football schedule. At Rutgers.
Especially in a game like that.
Oh,
People
man.
just kind of feel like they have to watch it. They don't want to. They just have to.
The College Football Hall of Fame has changed its arbitrary standard for getting into the Hall of Fame to 59.5%, which is kind of silly to change it just so you can get Mike Leach in, and he absolutely belongs in the College Football Hall of Fame, but the standard has been 60%, and he's won like 59.8% of his games. So they're lowering it to 59.5%, but that will also get Les Miles eligible. He's right under 60%, and as it stands right now, Kirk Ferentz would be eligible just under 60%, but between 59.5 and 60%. I hate that this was the standard Because, and Andy, I've mentioned this before, so sorry to repeat it to you, but for anybody that hasn't heard it, you can't judge coaches by their winning percentage. Like, look at where Mike Leach coached. Washington State, Texas Tech, Mississippi State, or was it Ole Miss? Mississippi State.
Yeah, Mississippi State,
look at that. Kirk Ferentz at Iowa. You compare that to somebody like Nick Saban,
Ryan Day,
Nick Saban cherry-picked places, LSU, Alabama. Of course you're going to win. A bad coach is going to win 60% of his games there. But Howard Schnellenberger is not even close to 60%, and he's probably a Hall of Fame coach. But they need to just do away with the winning percentage. And if you're going to make this move, why make it just so Mike Leach barely gets in? Because that's what this is for. Just take it down. Just take it down.
You look at so many of those polls. You look at some of those polls where they there's Brian. I used to work with him down at Spaghetti Works.
Hi, Brian.
Yeah. Hey, Brian. That was 30 years ago.
An aside,
the polls like the best coaches in college football. Matt Campbell makes that poll, or Kirk Ferentz has in the past.
Matt Campbell's a great example.
Why do they make those polls? Because they win in places where it's harder to win, right? The stuff that you've done with the hand that you've been dealt.
Yeah.
Right. Stuff that's out of your control, you have has been working against you, and you've found a way to win anyway. That is, to me, that says more about your coaching ability than Ryan Day winning at Ohio State.
Right. Do you think Ryan Day would win as many games at Iowa State as Matt Campbell has?
Nope.
Do you think Matt Campbell could win at Ohio State?
Yes.
That's the problem with an arbitrary number like 60%. Aiden, do you have any idea what Matt Campbell's head coaching winning percentage is? I mean, he's got to be nearing that, but he's so upside down those first couple of years coming into the post Paul Rhodes years, right? He followed Rhodes,
right? Yeah. So and I mean, you're like the credit.
He's right at 600, 99 and 66 career.
I still think the lion's share of the credit that he gets is not just for the number of wins, it's for where he's winning.
Absolutely.
And the situation that he's winning in, the conditions that he's winning under. And, it's absolutely why we look at Dan McCarney as a true Iowa State sports god. I mean, he is. Would he be at other schools, at Ohio State, with the record he had? No. But, I mean, what was he up against at Iowa State?
It's relative. It's perspective. Yeah, it's like Phil Jackson and all his titles. You managed to win a title with Michael Jackson. Well, I mean,
that'd be
can
impressive.
I get another one of these, please? Can I get another? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. You're really good at your job. I could see you being back here in 5 minutes, 5 seconds.
But like guys like coaches,
Jordan.
Nick Saban, Phil Jackson. I mean, they had incredible talent, but they also were incredible coaches. I mean, they really, truly were.
Both things can be true. Yes.
But there are others that, clearly the things that they did with what they had affected the outcomes of those games. They were coaching geniuses.
And there are coaches who get fired at blue blood programs or have so much talent around them. What they paid Jimbo Fisher to go away?
Oh God,
they paid like $75 million to stop coaching because he had all that 5-star talent and he still couldn't win enough. So yes, it takes a great coach to take great talent and mold it into a champion, as Phil Jackson did, as Nick Saban did many times. But yeah, you look at even a coach like Steve Kerr, when he has one of his key players out with an injury, they're suddenly a bad basketball team. I mean, you do need the talent, and then you need to shape and mold the talent. Stanley Cup final is going to be the Oilers and Panthers again. Mm-hmm. Andy, is it Connor McDavid's time?
I hope so. I hope the Oilers win. I think this is interesting that you get a rematch in the final. That's good for hockey. These are two very good franchises with excellent playoff coaches. You have two opposite ends of the hockey spectrum, and you got a place that shouldn't have hockey with a place that lives and breathes hockey.
100%.
It's going to be a tough climb for Edmonton though, because Florida is really good. Paul Maurice is a great coach. Probably the best coach in the NHL.
Florida Panthers.
Florida Panthers. That's a good name. Really good name.
Are there Panthers in South Florida?
Oh, yeah. The Everglades?
It's like one of the most famous animals in the whole state.
A panther?
You don't know that?
Didn't you live there?
All the time you spent in Florida?
No, I didn't know that. It's making sense to me now because
have you ever heard of a manatee?
Yeah.
You have?
And an alligator.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, but not a panther.
I've heard of a panther.
But
I didn't realize
you didn't know that
they were. No.
They have on the license plates and stuff down there. You need another oyster shooter.
Our arch rival was the Eustis Panthers. And now this is making sense to me. I just thought, wow, beautiful animal. I didn't know. We were the Hurricanes. I knew why we were the Hurricanes.
Florida Panthers. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Let's get to the Grimaldi's fan photo winner. AD, who do we have here?
Yeah, we've got, and let me get the picture up here for you. This is Angie Gronbach.
Oh, I remember Angie.
Yeah.
She is so nice.
We met her at the Grimaldi's Patio Tour stop a few weeks ago.
Yeah, the first one.
And then here she is with her nephews, who were both with her that day. Heath just graduated from Iowa State, so that's the picture we're showing here. She said, "Thank you for giving us a show that all three of us can enjoy." And they're going to be headed back to the Ankeny Grimaldi's, courtesy of Murph and Andy.
She is a former college athlete. It was so nice. And Heath sent me a message afterwards, and what a nice young man he is. That was awesome. By the way, the two boys there, I think they each ate a large.
Yes.
Yeah, they
they
need a $50 gift card from Grimaldi's, and they get one, and they'll be back. They can go to either location, West Des Moines or the district at Prairie Trail. Now, here's a Hall of Fame news stand-up from Isaiah Carey at Fox 26.
It happened on that Thursday here at Augusta High School that led to Chris Wood's death. The f*** is that? I'm dying in this fucking country-ass f***ed up town. Flying in my mouth. The f***, I can't see pollen. And let's get the f*** out this country, motherfucker. I can't even see me.
That is not the Augusta you see when you watch the Masters. The Masters is, just this pristine, beautiful grounds. I've been to Augusta many times, and not all of it looks like the azaleas. And
no, that's a little island,
unlike any
in Augusta. That guy, he dropped the professional tone like that. Yeah,
two different people.
We're here in Augusta, where what the
bug flew in his mouth.
Time for throwdowns.
Throwdowns. It's throwdowns. Backed by Heartland Tire and Auto.
Heartland Tire and Auto brings us throwdowns each and every day here on the Murph and Andy Show. They are a authorized dealer of both Bridgestone and Firestone tires. All right, guys. Let's start with Andy. Ankeny Fanatic asked this on our comments on Wednesday. Who is the bigger star in Indianapolis right now, Caitlin Clark or Tyrese Halliburton?
I guess to my Iowa brain, I would say Caitlin Clark, but I don't live there, and I am reminded every now and then of just how far behind the NBA, the WNBA is. They may get great ratings and stuff for Caitlin Clark games, but as far as being, just kind of part of the household discussion, I don't know that they're anywhere close even yet. So I might be surprised here. It might be Tyrese Halliburton.
It's a difficult question to answer because we're not in Indianapolis. If you're saying, United States wide or worldwide, who's the bigger star? It's Caitlin Clark, and it's not close. Many people have made the argument that she's the biggest sports star in America right now, period. So in Indianapolis, I'm not sure. But it should be noted last season, the Fever outdrew the Pacers. They had better attendance than the Pacers. And the Pacers were a good basketball team last year. I think it's still Caitlin Clark. Like, the two of them are in a mall. Do people still go to malls? Like, let's say people still go to malls.
In Indiana, they do.
I think the word is going to...
whether or not do they have them?
I think the word's going to spread faster that Caitlin Clark's here than it is with Tyrese Halliburton.
Murph, there's a lot of smoke around Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, even if Terry Bradshaw doesn't want it to happen. Do you think Aaron Rodgers plays in the NFL this upcoming season?
I do. I think he'll be the Steelers quarterback. I think this has been an obnoxious approach and an unprofessional approach to taking over that franchise. But, yeah, I think he's going to be their QB.
I think he'll play. I guess I don't know exactly where I would think it would be the Steelers, but he's got to go now, right? He can't sit out a year. He's too old to do that. And I think he does want to play, and I think there are plenty of teams that feel like he can help.
I think I hear somebody yelling no in the background. Did you hear that? Yeah. Is there a Steelers fan?
No. Please, no.
No.
All right, Murph, we're going to go back to you here on this one. We are here at Guesthouse Tavern and Oyster. I'm a big fan of oysters in any preparation. You can go with oyster shooter in this answer. What's your favorite way to consume an oyster? I think you still have the grimace on your face. That shot, by the way.
Favorite way. So we're picking the...
Yeah. Oysters anyway. Oysters your way.
Oyster no way. Grilled because it is the training wheels for non-raw oyster eaters. It doesn't really seem or look like an oyster anymore. And then there's a bunch of ingredients on it. And then by the time...
talking about like an Oysters Rockefeller or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, put as much stuff on it as possible to where you don't realize you're eating an oyster.
Raw, man. Raw. Give me like 6 dozen. I will eat them all. Love it. Don't even need cocktail sauce.
Yeah, I like them raw. Fried on a po' boy is probably number one for me. But
if they brought you a dozen oysters right now, could you just slurp all 12 down?
Really? With nothing. Yep. Smash it.
All right, that's throwdowns.
All right. Doug Eklund is here from Cellular Advantage. Doug, would you like an oyster shooter?
You didn't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Gee.
You're all alone on this island, Murph.
I was expecting support from Doug there. Didn't get any. Confluence is the official beer of Murph and Andy. And Confluence is where good things come together. Beer would have been a great choice, but I had an oyster shooter.
You can have a beer after that.
At this point, I don't think I should.
Could you taste it? Could you taste the vodka in there?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a little Bloody Mary.
Yes. Yeah. No stronger than a typical Bloody Mary, I would say. Probably the same.
Did you enjoy it?
More than the oyster. Yes.
I mean, the whole presentation.
Experience here?
Yeah.
You broke it up so much that you didn't really get the real. You're supposed to kind of take that shot right after it kind of goes with the oyster.
Yeah, bang, bang, bang.
You went real slow on that.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
The baby fell down the stairs.
Ready or not, here at Guesthouse Tavern and Oyster, it is time for Scott School.
Scott School, Scott School, Scott School is cool. Yeah.
You have to ask for the applause today.
Turn his mic down, please.
Oh,
Turn
my
his
goodness.
mic down.
Look at these fancy, attractive people here. Smart folks. They probably know what this Scott School is, but I'm going to tell it to you, boobs, first. And I'm upset with you guys, and we'll talk about that in a second. But first,
I hope not.
Human beings, we're awesome. And we are the most dangerous animal to ever exist. We're the first animal that decided we're just not going to be as strong as you. We're not going to be as fast as you, but we're just going to track your ass down over miles and hours and weeks sometimes. And then one day we showed up with a stick with a sharpened rock on the end of it. And take that, saber-toothed tigers. That's Scott School.
Scott School, Scott School is cool. Yeah.
Andy, A+ to F. Where would you rank that one?
I don't know. It's pretty low.
Terrible.
What was the point of that?
I have no idea.
We made tools.
I think
that was Scott School as humans made tools and are dangerous.
Oh, that we can run. We were the first true persistent farmers.
My daughter who just
hunters.
finished kindergarten. She could do a Scott school if you want.
That would be awesome. If she could send me some, that would
Andy,
be great.
is D too harsh for that?
D- says Gus.
I mean, he was short.
Yep.
Right?
Scott, I do like your
It
shirt.
was short,
Thanks.
so it's a C minus.
Okay.
Anytime
You know what I
it's
don't
short.
like is your guys' stupid new segment that you stole from Overthinking. You guys are now having people write in and do their complaints.
What did you
we
guys call it?
invented that.
How many?
Nobody has ever done listener submitted rants before or complaints or questions. We invented that.
We did them on Sound Off for 25 years, Scott. It was
That's
called
not podcast. And then when we did Who's the Asshole on our show, you guys get your panties in a wad.
We ceased and desisted.
That was
No. I wanted them to do that though because a lot of those were like men versus the Mars
I
Venus
sent them
thing,
a
and I
legal
wanted-
document. We should have talked about it. I
this is
sent them a
I wanted,
legal
I
document.
wanted to hear what Kenzo thought of that stuff.
I feel
Yeah, but we're also going to have to hear what Scott thought.
exactly. That's
Scott,
why
if it
people
wasn't
tune
for
in.
Murph and Andy, you'd still be the Iowa nice guy.
Oh, that was fighting words.
What did he say?
Never mind.
All right, Scott School is presented by Hoodoo, the Odd Job Marketplace. I heard you had a big week.
Oh, yeah. We got our artificial intelligence that we built. That's right. An Iowa startup has built our own AI that on the level of.
Do you think you're in a play right now? Why are
right
your
here? Because I'm freaking excited. And these people back here in the corner, they love it. Let's see you all. Hi, everybody. Look, what are there? 50 people here. Pretty great. And yeah, we just got a house in Omaha, so we're expanding to Omaha.
I saw that.
We take over June 10th.
Oh no!
And
How about the house here? Is that finished yet?
we got the rain? Unfortunately, has kind of stopped some of our outdoor finishing touches. But yes, we're very, very, very close. And Urbandale is also going well, so that one should be wrapped up by the beginning of July.
Okay.
Here's a thought from Dr. King Schultz at Hawks_Cox. He writes to @Murph_Andy on X. He said, "Hey, it's Doc here. Would love to hear your thoughts on this new strategy I came up with. I've always had trouble peeing in the ocean with the waves. I started just standing on the beach and pissing my pants, then walk into the ocean and wash it off. Helps me a ton. What do you think?"
He
All the cool kids are doing it.
He has trouble peeing in water.
The water's too aggressive. Like he feels
is a pool the same way?
Well, it's hard to know when the pressure. Like the reason you know you're peeing is because at the tip you feel that pressure of that fluid coming out.
Yeah, you feel the outflow.
But if the water pressure in the ocean is more or the same than the urine coming out of
Point
your
your
urethra,
tip away from the wave.
yeah, that's what you got to do.
Turn your
Find
tip.
a bathroom.
That's
No, this is if you're in the wild
Eh.
or like on a beach. So there's no bathroom on the beach.
Andy, cheers.
Yeah. We got some beers here.
They sent a beer here at the tavern.
Honestly,
Love
I
this tavern.
don't. They brought this drink out, and I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
It looks like a it looks like a mimosa.
Take a drink. I want to hear. You can
Scares
figure
me,
this out.
'cause didn't I insult mimosas last week?
Where's Doug Eklund? Maybe he'll drink 2 of these.
What is it?
What is it?
Oh,
This-
nice. Podcast.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh.
Let's get one more of those going here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That did sound good. What's it called? The Murph and
Murph
Andy?
and
I don't know that she had a name for. Yeah. Oh, that's really good. Yeah. Thank you.
Boy,
I
that's
was
good.
because remember I was just railing on the mimosas last week.
Yeah. So you were worried about that?
I thought they
Let me try it.
they had served us up a loaded mimosa. Yeah, it's really
Scott,
good.
just a moment of honesty here. As you see like beers and cocktails arrive for us and you didn't get jack squat, do you feel like a third wheel?
Yeah, I felt that way. Really, a fourth wheel, but that sounds like it's better. Yes. So I don't know how this analogy works, but yeah, the entire time I've been on the show 13 years. I'm certain at any point you guys are going to be like, "Why is he here? He should. Why kick him off?"
Who was it that was like, "You're asking why I'm here? What's he doing? Why that guy?" Was that Admiral?
I don't know who that is.
It was a vice presidential candidate. Why is he here? What's he doing? I think
sounds like Walter Mondale.
That
I think it was Ross Perot's running mate.
Perot's running.
He had a running mate?
Yeah.
Why is he here?
Yeah, he did not help. He did not help the ticket.
All right, we have a stupid quickie poll from the mind of Scott Siepker, and it's a deep thought this week. Man, wow.
If you could find out the exact date you will die, would you take it? Yes or no?
Not how.
Nope.
Just the date.
Just the day.
Just a date. This straight out of Overthinking Mondays on Iowa Everywhere.
It's really tempting. Because,
Absolutely
I mean,
not.
You know how much money you've got. I mean, if it's 5 years from now, aren't you just blowing through that? You just like, oh, the hell with it. But give me that Roth IRA now.
It does change your life in some ways. Like, Scott, if you find out it's 2 years and 5 days from now.
I'm opening that throttle up.
But do you drastically change your daily habits?
I think I do.
Totally.
But
Andrew, what about 30 years from now? Does that, like, 31 years, as it approaches?
Yes.
Isn't it weighing on you all the time?
Yeah, but at least I'm a full yes here. And if I was 15,
You want to know? You would say yes.
If I was 15, I would say no. But now that like I'm in adulthood, I could like if you're offering me a chance to like get my stuff in order to plan out the rest of my life, absolutely.
The other thing it would do is it would let you know that until that date, you're indestructible. Do whatever you want.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's a little you go Groundhog Day.
Skydiving, yeah, you just do whatever you want.
Skydive without a parachute.
That's a really good point.
Whatever you want, because you're not going to die.
It's like,
Now
I'll walk across
now
traffic
you
today.
could still be like horribly disfigured and hooked up to machines for the rest of the time.
Technically, that's true. So
you're right.
You would have to be careful.
You're very good at thinking this through. Like
I've given it some thought.
I wouldn't have an oyster shooter either way.
That's something I would do. If I knew I was dying in 5 years, I'd be like, give me all the oysters.
Oyster food for breakfast every day.
Oysters really healthy food, though. You can have all the oysters now.
It's really healthy. I mean, you want them out of the right
I would
sources.
also try heroin.
If somebody offers you an oyster out of the Des Moines River, turn that down.
Okay, yeah, that's not an oyster.
Yeah,
you would take the
and I
all
would
three
try-
of you would take this.
And I would try
Your
expiration
expiration date.
Definitely.
Everybody says like if you try heroin once, it's the greatest experience ever. The problem is that you keep wanting it.
Yeah, if it's 2 years from now, give me that heroin.
I mean, let's shoot it up.
Yeah.
Let's find out what these people have been talking
No,
about.
that's
Screw
terrible
my wife
advice.
and kids. I'll be a junkie for the next 24 months.
That's terrible
No,
advice.
I want to
It's not even advice.
recreationally sample everything.
Yeah,
I can,
why
right?
not?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, do all the.
I'm getting.
Whose voice was that?
The more I
Mine.
think about this
Sorry.
heroin, the more I'm excited to know my death date.
Yeah, exactly.
I could hear AD
what is he-
whisper. I don't need to. Oh, what he's not talking about his nuts.
Yeah. What's he doing?
I got food. I got oysters brought to
Yeah.
me.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Stockdale, Admiral Stockdale.
Admiral
Who am I? Am I here?
Hungry. It was Phil Hartman was doing them on Saturday Night Live. Hungry.
I think I am just
Admiral,
remembering
nobody
how
understands what you're talking about.
Phil Hartman. I think I am remembering Phil Hartman. That's the way those impressions work when they're good ones. All right, so all three of you would choose you would say, give me the expiration date.
We are in the minority though.
I would
68%
not.
right now say no.
And I think I'm going to live to like, I don't know, 150.
I've got an eye floater. I think it could be the weekend for me.
You guys, all you got to do is survive till 2030. We're going to have so much advancement. I was just talking to my grandmother. I was back in Carroll. I gave the remarks at the troop send-off ceremony, and my grandma came, and we were talking. She's 90. I'm like, Grandma, if you can just make it to 95, I think you might make it to 115. You just got to stay alive. And she's like, I don't know. I think the robots are going to take over. And I was like, well, you're probably right, Mary Lou. Yep. So she's like, I'm ready whenever.
So let me understand, your love for your grandmother is a pep talk to just stay alive a while longer?
Mary Lou Schultes is one of the coolest people ever. And she should stay alive. She's still driving around town. She
Hang in
gambles
there,
every day.
Grandma.
Yeah, I'm like, just stay alive to 95.
Just make it through the day, Grandma.
I think 95 is the longest that anybody in my family has ever lived. Like anybody.
Ooh.
Really?
You might top that.
I don't think so. I don't want to.
I don't either.
No, I don't
You
want
guys
to.
keep saying this.
If I get to 95, I didn't try hard
What
enough.
I'm telling you is 95 is going to feel like 65 or 75. You're not going to feel like old, decrepit. Like 200 years ago, if you made it to 80, you were a marvel of the world. People would travel 3 fortnights just to see you. That's how rare it was. Now I'm saying you're going to feel good when you're 100. You're still going to be active.
No, man. You're going to be really old. Just so old.
Okay, I'm
don't
just
think
glad
so.
I have all the facts
Time will
on my
tell.
side.
I just had an epiphany.
What's that?
If I finish this beer, I'm going to piss the chair.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what to do.
What's going on with your bladder? You need
I have an eye floater.
You need a catheter?
When I say my eyes are floating, I mean it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right. You're
let's
floating.
get some more on a Friday.
But wait, there's more. From Either or Eatery and Patio.
Or Patio next Friday. It should be a good day for that. But right now we are over at Guesthouse Tavern and Oyster, and we've partaken in all of that, the tavern part and the oyster part.
Yes.
Andy, would you talk slower so that Keith has to wait longer to go pee?
Also,
what would you like to get up right now?
No, but
Okay.
Alex points out in our chat on YouTube that Scott needs to please slow down with the arm flinging. He keeps blocking Andy's face.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. You can't really see where the dividing line is.
It's that elephant.
That's an elephant
No
impression.
more
Thank
elephant
you.
arms.
All right, Iowa's hazy skies that we see. We see them right now. I could definitely see last night with the moon. It was a really nice night, but the moon was still kind of cloudy. It's because of the Canadian wildfires that are going on. Those are going again. Damn it.
Canadians, man, they get in the way.
These are way up north. As many as 17,000 people in Canada are being evacuated as hundreds of thousands of acres are scorched. It's according to USA Today. Jason Parkin kind of showed us the map of the wildfire smoke last night on the Channel 13 News. It's coming down into Iowa. You can see it. I don't know that you could smell it, but it is causing a haze.
Smells like LeBlanc Blue.
Roughly a pound of marijuana was found by a customer at a newly opened discount store in Clive. Did you guys see this?
It was Reverend Ray.
Was not Reverend Ray. No, I think he's here. He
right
wishes it was him.
He's right behind you.
He's like, where's that store?
The news wouldn't have found out about it if it was Reverend Ray.
Yeah, it had been gone. The Clive Police Department received a report of approximately a pound of weed within a sealed bag and a postal box in one of the bins at Where You Been.
Where you been?
That's in Clive.
Where you been?
On May 23rd, officers responded to the store to investigate the incident, first reported by KCCI. The package was purchased at a bulk sale and had no sender address on it. So, which is weird because what they'll have an unopened package and they just put it up for sale. It could be anything in there. Is this a thing?
It is a thing. People
Really?
love doing this.
You don't know what's in it. It could be anything.
Yeah, so it could be something like really valuable, something you really want, or it could just
junk.
be just be junk.
That's kind of the whole premise of that show, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a title for the show? What show?
Why don't they open it? I mean, open it and then
That's the fun part.
Yeah, it's like a
If
baseball card.
If they open it, they have to sell you a bunch of crap for cheap. Now they can
treasure
sell you a
hunt.
bunch of crap for a lot.
Yeah.
Mark Rayberg of the Clive Police Department said drugs get sent through the mail all the time, but to have a package not be delivered and then have a real resale situation, that's never happened before. Now I can say it has. So this is just a big box of just a big box of weed. It was a weed box. That's what it was. And then it ended up at Where You Been.
Where you been?
Oh, man, that's funny. Haribo is, speaking of drugs. Oh, no, this is more weed stuff. We got a lot of drug stuff going on here. Haribo, that they make the good gummy bears.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's
the
some
best,
kind of
really,
European.
right? They're the best.
The best
bears.
gummy bears.
I think people rank them number one.
Yeah.
They're really squishy.
Yeah.
They're so squishy you can squish them and then like your fingerprint is imprinted on them.
Really?
Andy spent a lot of time with these.
Yeah.
Andy loves these.
Yeah, they're really good. They're investigating how one of their popular gummy products has apparently become tainted with cannabis after several people reportedly fell ill in the Netherlands, which, man, if you're ill from drugs in the Netherlands,
You've had too
got
many
a lot
gummies.
I take issue with the word tainted.
Yeah, right.
Improved?
Yeah, improved. Yeah. Haribo has issued a nationwide recall in the Netherlands as a result.
No one is turning these in. Nobody is answering this recall. Not one person.
Well, these are like the cola gummies. Did you see these, Andrew? They're like cola flavored bears, which are kind of like, I would never buy those. Like,
I wouldn't either.
Cola flavor.
No, if you're going to go gummies, you want a different gummy. And by the way, gummies in the Netherlands, there's so many different options.
Gummies in the Netherlands sounds like something out of Princess Bride. Some mythical. Okay, no one. All right.
That's like offering.
You're bombing here, Scott.
Wow.
You're bombing, man.
Can we get it? Can we pick it up around here? Yeah. All right. See. They're back. They're back.
Take my wife, please. I mean, jeez. Hey, immediate laugh.
If you're apologizing for drugs in the Netherlands,
yeah, too many.
You're
drugs.
going to hell, right? I mean, you stepped over a line.
Yeah,
right? You impressed somebody. Have you been to Amsterdam?
Yes.
The red light district there.
Oh yeah.
Where they advertise that they sell weed by putting live plants in the windows.
Oh yeah,
everybody's got live plants.
This is like being in New Virginia, Iowa, and apologizing for fireworks.
That's where the fireworks farm is.
I know.
Yeah, that's right. They're planting.
They grow the fireworks there.
He's planting those seeds right now as we speak. Meanwhile, in upstate New York, police were called to a remote area near Lake Placid, where a group of hikers said one of their friends was dead.
Jeez.
Well, it turns out he was not dead, but he was tripping his ass off on shrooms and was so out of it that the group thought he was dead. But, of course, the rest of the group was high also. So one of them reportedly told police that the trees were growling at him and begged the police to take him to the station. Police did take the group back to town where they were allowed to sober up at the police station. It took him 6 hours to sober up.
Oh, my gosh. Well, you just ruined Lake Placid for me. Lake Placid is one of those towns I can only think of one thing, and it's the Miracle on Ice.
Oh, I thought that giant creature lives in Lake Placid.
Yeah.
No.
A big whale thing, shark thing.
A Miracle on Ice now would be like ice coming in and with guns drawn. Thanks, Andy.
Michigan State is one of a number of colleges who've begun offering life skills courses. They offer a course that's literally called Adulting 101.
Oh, good. This is needed.
Yeah, it's a class to help students learn to navigate the complexities of everyday life as an independent adult.
Man, that's what college was supposed to be. Now we have to have a specific class in college to do what college was supposed to do.
Yeah, way to title the class in such a way that you make all of the students in it just feel like they are just complete losers. They have no chance.
An alternate title was How to Stay Out of Your Parents' Basement for the Next 10 years.
Right. How to avoid your parents' basement. They focus on practical life skills as well as financial literacy, credit, banking, and budgeting. The University of California Riverside's adulting program focuses on 3 areas: basic needs, career development, and financial wellness. I actually think this sounds like a really good idea.
I'd love it for high school.
Yeah,
we do need more
level.
of this.
Like at every level. Yeah, just do that because you don't know who needs what. You don't know what they're being taught at home.
I took shop class. I was terrible at it, and this will surprise none of you.
What did you build? What did Keith Murphy build in shop class?
Well, a lamp base, and I was very close to being. Remember Anthony Michael Hall breaking down in the Breakfast Club because he can't get the elephant lamp to come on?
Yeah.
Like that. That was basically me in shop class.
Do you still have it?
No.
We had. I had auto maintenance in high school, and every week we would work on Alvin Williams's car. He was the teacher. He would bring his car and we'd be like, today we're going to do an oil change. We were like, because he needed an oil change, we're going to rotate the tires.
Genius.
Today we're going to clean the car.
Today we're going to work on detailing the car. Well, what does that have to do with auto maintenance? Oh, it's all part of the same curriculum there. Don't question me, kid. So he had the nicest car at the end of the year.
What? Didn't Alvin Williams drive like a Trans Am in Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
No, that's that's Jefferson, Charles Jefferson.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spicoli crashed it.
Oh, man.
Okay. Sydney Sweeney, we all know her, right? She has teamed up with Dr. Squatch, who makes a bar soap. I love Dr. Squatch soap. I use that all the time. It is the best soap.
Like Sasquatch?
Yeah, I think it's short for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, they're releasing this is like men's bar soap. They are releasing Bathwater Bliss. Bathwater Bliss. You see the picture here. You see Sydney Sweeney here. Boy, she's not ugly, is she? A limited run of 5,000 soap bars, each certified to have been made using water that she has personally bathed in.
Man, this feels like an OnlyFans deal.
This is weird. This is weird.
It feels like a parent's basement type thing.
It does. I don't want Sydney Sweeney's bathwater.
Well, they use some water in making the soap.
I get it, but I understand she's really attractive, but she still has a bungle.
You just ruined Sydney Sweeney for somebody out there.
And just made her more attractive to others.
God. That's so much more offensive than raw oysters. Oh, my God. Murph. You're going to have to repeat. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to repeat the third grade.
I can't wait to hear what he says at this wedding.
Yeah.
That's not sexy.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! I want a bath water.
Well, to finish it off, there's a scent to the Sydney Sweeney bar soap. It carries Dr. Squatch's well-known morning wood scent because, of course, it does. Jeez. All right, real fast. Everybody, look at their screens now. Sorry, people on the patio. Play along on your phones. Hopefully, let's take a look at this old picture that my Facebook algorithm supplied me the other day. This is Grand Avenue looking east toward the principal building, so not too far from the station, Murph. Remember when this is the way it looked? This is where the Wellmark campus is now.
Okay.
But if you look at it, remember that the new Blue Nude was there. Remember there were like 3 adult bookstores in downtown bookstores. They're going there for books.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were like 3 adult bookstores in downtown Des Moines.
I don't remember that. The only bookstore I ever think of is the one that's on the interstate on the way to Newton. Over there on the left.
That with the Jesus stuff on it.
The Lion's Den or whatever that's called.
Porn in the corn.
Porn in the corn.
Well, there were 3 of them in downtown Des Moines. They've all been razed. The buildings that they were in. The new Blue Nude. Boy, what are they selling there? Look at it, just like all blacked out and everything in the window. And it's just too bad there's not a guy coming out of there, like looking around.
You see a lot of
they took the
bungholes
picture.
in there.
Like that Twin Peaks video. Do you remember that? It was like when Twin Peaks first opened.
Yeah.
And there was like the register was out there like shooting video, and a guy walked in, sees the camera, and is like,
whoa.
Came in the wrong door, I guess.
I was here for chicken strip. Not that kind of strip. Yeah. Passengers on a delayed flight to Orlando are divided over whether they were entertained or tortured by the flight crew's decision to turn over the cabin intercom to an 8-year-old girl who took the mic and began belting out songs from Disney's Moana to the whole cabin. Let's take a listen.
If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. I know everybody on this island has a rule on this island. Everything is by design. I know everybody on this island has a role on this island.
This
So
one
maybe I
started
can roll
9/11?
with mine.
Jeez, Scott.
Jeez. It's awful.
She sang like several songs, just kept going.
Who thought this was a good idea?
The cabin crew. So one of the stewardesses.
Several songs.
Steward eye.
Wait, is this a Make-A-Wish situation?
Yeah, is it?
God.
That's what I'm just saying.
I don't know, but even the fact that you even put that thought in my head.
I know.
That's terrible.
I'm ready to kick him
What
out.
if this girl has like
No.
terminal cancer?
She was fine. The girl's fine.
On her vocal cords.
No, she's going to Disney World along with every other flight.
20
to Orlando.
seconds
So
of this
look
is
at
fine.
this table's getting up and leaving.
Yeah, they're leaving because 20 seconds of that would be fine. But otherwise, this is why I don't want to know my personal expiration date of when I'm going to die, because at that point, I'm hoping the plane goes down.
Take everyone with
They were killing her online.
So
too.
like,
I mean, social media.
like
They were
4 or 5 songs.
killing.
4 or 5 songs.
Yeah, kept going. Yeah, it just kept going. But and
Yeah,
you
how do you cut her off?
So
You
if
know,
it,
you can't-
and if a 2-hour delay wasn't frustrating enough for the angered passengers, the plane also circled Orlando for another 2 hours before eventually arriving at its destination, according to the now viral's video caption.
Oof.
Wow, videos.
Oof. Oof.
All right, it's time. Let's play a round of someone on Reddit here.
Oh, boy.
Andrew, someone
Yeah.
on Reddit.
Andrew.
Let's play a game with someone on Reddit. Someone on Reddit asks, when did you realize, oh, God, I'm not young anymore?
Well, when I got the floater. When I got the
I think it was
floater.
before that.
Well, yeah, probably,
All right,
but
yeah, it was before that. All right, here we go. Somebody says, one day I woke up still tired, and that feeling never really went away.
Yeah.
I go to bed at 10 p.m., and I love my nap on the weekend. Like when you can't, like sleep doesn't ever.
I can't nap,
not
though.
sound
Can you
good.
nap?
Oh, yeah.
Can you nap?
I'm a
AD, can you
world-class
nap?
No, not really.
I can't nap
No.
either.
I
mean, Jenny will nap her ass off. I can't nap.
Hearing myself go, oof, whenever I sit down or stand up.
Yeah.
That's you.
I know. I creak.
Well, that's
I
because
do.
you like ruined yourself when you tried to pick up that matchbook off the floor with your mouth.
Your mouth is writing checks your ass can't cash today, Siepker. When coworkers are half your age or more, and that's happening all the time. When cops start looking younger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
big
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
'Cause, like the first one is like when the girls in Playboy are younger than you, and you're like, all right, I got to.
Hey, you're on your own
Can't
here.
look at this anymore. That's where it starts, and then it just keeps going. Things taking longer to heal / stop hurting. And I have injuries now. I can't remember where I got
You
them.
have injuries now you'll die with.
Yeah, right. They're just with me.
They're just, you have
Like
injury
a
for life.
birthmark. Yeah.
Part of you.
That's part of you now.
When I bought alcohol and they didn't ask for any ID,
Ooh.
that makes my day. When somebody's like, "Can I see your ID?" Like,
Yeah.
God bless you.
and then you find out they're legally obligated to ID each person.
No, I look away from those signs.
Yeah.
Hangovers now last 2 to 3 days. Bought my first house 4 years ago and began getting pissed when I kept seeing the neighbor kids walking across my grass on the Ring camera. Getting irritated by the use of vibing. I'm 35, says this person.
Well, now that is like old-fashioned at this point.
Vibing?
Like we're
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
the younger kids aren't using.
Well,
it.
this just came to Iowa.
Scott, are you vibing right now?
I am. You see this? Like, I don't understand why you have all of your buttons on your shirt buttoned up.
I don't have
We're
all of
here,
them buttoned
out
up.
here at Guest House. Let one of those go. Let that chest hair flow.
People
Scott.
like that shirt too, Murph. There's been a lot of comments in the
Thank
comments
you.
about
Yeah.
the shirt.
Take
Here's
that
the-
button down.
No, here's the problem, Scott. I take one more button down and we have an incident here. Like
Who makes that shirt? Bad Blondie?
No, it's Bad Birdie.
Bad
it's a
Birdie?
golf shirt.
Bad Birdie.
Bad Blondie's a better name. Seeing the latest bombshell 18-year-old model the media is drooling over and thinking to myself, ooh, no, she looks like a child.
I drink her bathwater.
Oh, jeez.
You don't want
I don't
that.
even want to know like how old people are.
That's so gross.
I don't really. Honestly, I don't want to know how old anybody is anymore.
Good.
That's when you know you've hit a point of aging. You're just like,
Yeah, I don't need to
I'm
know.
good. Yeah, age is just a number. Don't need it.
I'm so old, I'm almost old enough to run for president.
Music these days sucks. My father said it. I think Mozart's father even said it, and now I say it.
That's
so true. That's great.
And finally, this hits me all the time. The urge to tell kids to tie their shoelaces.
Oh.
My son is always running around without his shoes tied. And
Have you
like
thought of-
long laces hanging out.
Oh.
Like, tie your shoe. He'll tie it. 5 minutes later, it's untied.
Have you thought about getting him those laces like Willie Farrell wears?
The Velcro straps?
Yeah, they're basically like bungee
the
shoelaces.
Skechers? The Skechers. I think that might be another one of those times that you've gotten old.
No, Willie gets his Nikes, and then he puts like these bungee laces through there, and you don't ever have to tie them.
And then you have to take Adulting 101 when you get to college. You elastic laces instead of teaching you how to tie your shoe.
That's another one of those things is like, all right. Yeah, Reverend Ray's got him. Another one of those things is like where you do something as a baby, and then you do it again later in life, like diapers.
Yeah.
Where it's like the full circle type thing. Those
I
shoelaces.
wish I had a diaper on right now.
All right. Let's
Still
go.
gotta pee?
Let's go. Let's finish up with a game of Who's the Ass.
You asshole.
You're an asshole.
Stop breaking the law, asshole! Back off, asshole!
This machine just called me an asshole.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Keep firing, assholes!
I'm an American. You're a sick asshole.
All right. We'll keep this one quick. This is improv. I picked this one up on my way out here. Okay, here we go. Ready? Here's the scenario. Right lane, you're on the highway. Right lane closing ahead. See the sign.
Okay, you're on the highway, right lane closing ahead.
Right lane closing ahead, merging traffic.
Yep.
Who's the asshole? The guy who waits until the very last second or keeps moving up as far as he can, then wants to merge, puts a blinker on, tries to dive in there at the last second, or the guy who won't let him in.
Ooh. I'm very adamant about this.
Okay.
It is the person who's trying to skip the line and get up. I am the guy who will get right onto the bumper in front of me and not let that person in. And I will do it for miles. I will not let this person in because they're being a non-Midwesterner. They're being an asshole.
Andrew?
I think studies have shown that if you stay in two lanes and then scissor merge right at the end, zipper merge right.
I think you're right. I think that's
quicker
the best way to
and
do
better
it.
for everybody. And so that guy's just trying to do that. Guys like Scott aren't letting that happen. Scott's the asshole.
No way.
Okay, I need some clarity here because I do have in my mind a question of whether this is the thing where, like there's a merge sign because there's been construction or an accident. Yeah. And, some jackass over in the left lane just goes all the way past everybody and then wants to merge in, so they don't have to wait in that slow moving line. That
could be, that's the same thing. I would think, yeah.
Is it the same thing? Because you know what, that person knows they're skipping the line and trying to go all the way to the front. They can see it. They see the backed up, slow moving traffic, and yet they zip down.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about here. That the most people merge. That it'll say, right lane closed ahead, so they merge left, like right away. Most people kind of do that. Some people, there's always one guy, and it's usually a guy
in a pickup truck.
Yeah, and he drives.
The rules don't apply
all the way to the beginning. He's like, "Oh, screw this," and he just keeps driving as far forward, and then he wants to move.
Got to get that truck back to his suburban home.
That's the a-hole. The person who's just like, the rules don't apply to me. I'm going all the way to the front, and then some nice person will let me in.
Well, but Andrew's right, though. I mean, they do tell you to like.
But I think, aren't we talking about two different things? Like a normal merge where it's just like traffic coming on. I know what you're saying. You're right.
But I think even in this scenario, it's quicker if you stay in both lanes until the last second and then go.
Even if it's telling you over there like accident ahead, you must merge right, and everybody starts merging except there's one person that flies by everybody.
Is always
Andrew,
most
lots of comments on this one. Lots of comments.
Yeah, people have strong opinions.
Yeah, Sam says zipper merge is the key to easy traffic.
Most people are saying, hey, if everybody's doing the zipper, great.
Yes.
But if not, then the one guy is the asshole.
Yeah, right. Blinker boy, says Dan.
That's what I'm picturing. The rogue that's like, hey, I'm not waiting in this line with these other losers.
Have you ever
Society doesn't apply to me.
Have you ever been that guy? It's fantastic.
Accidentally.
You actually do get in there. And somebody is going to be polite enough to let you in, and you actually do get in front of like 35 cars.
You got to give them the thank you wave.
Exactly.
Have I been that guy? No. Have I been with the gal who was the guy? Yes. Yeah. And then I'm the guy that's like, sorry, my wife's nuts.
All right. Well, there you go. That is your more, everybody.
All All right.
Well, thanks for having me again, guys.
Yeah, Scott.
If you want to steal any more statements from Overthinking with Mackenzie and Scott, just let us know. We're on Mondays at noon.
Before you guys, we never thought of the whole What's Bugging Andy thing.
I know.
So, or What's Bugging You,
What's
any of
bugging
it.
you?
So thank you.
Yeah. So-
Scott, seriously, I mean this. It was good to see you.
I love seeing you guys.
Thank
we should
you.
hang out again.
That was nice.
That's it. No, I meant it.
Hey.
Yeah.
It was
It was good to see Scott. I appreciate
We're at
it.
either or next Friday.
Yeah, we're right across the street from your house.
Would you like this? I'm driving.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. It's time for the Andrew Downs audio drop of the day. Hang on. AD, where are your kids?
They'll be okay. They hear this stuff at home all the time.
The bleep version or the unfiltered?
The bleep version.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're good.
We call this the 80 squared.
Yeah, it's powered by Game Day Men's Health. Game Day is the place to be. I saw Chris Williams there when I was there in Ankeny yesterday getting his tee shot. I got my tee shot. It was a good time there at Game Day. In, the
just
Prairie
all
Trail
shooting each
neighborhood.
other.
Yeah.
What Williams is like shrinking.
He looks good.
He does.
He
look
looks
good.
really
He does
good.
look good.
Really
Yeah.
good.
He came in here and like every head turned.
Yeah, as you would expect. It is Friday, so some parental advisory is necessary. None of these bleeps are necessary. It's all innocent conversation.
AD, hang on. I'm sorry to stop you there. Derek from Guesthouse Tavern is now on the headsets.
Yeah.
Is there anything he's going to hear that's going to cause them to cancel sponsorship of the show and not invite us back to the next patio?
There's only one way to find out, Murph.
All right, let's do it.
Some parental advice. None of these bleeps are necessary. It's all innocent conversation. I place bleeps to make you hear things that aren't actually being said. What you hear is on you, not us. It's This Week in Iowa Unnecessary Censorship.
IndyCar driver Connor Daly himself right before the 500.
Oh, no. We lost audio. Here, I'll try this again.
IndyCar driver Connor Daly himself right before the 500, and then he finished 8th and apologized to his cleanup crew.
Don't they do that anyway?
We know the morning show, the weekly morning show, Chris and Chris, they are constantly fighting back and forth, just bitching, those two boys. They bitch way more, and I think that we should be proud of that.
I think I would pick Dolly Parton.
She is an American treasure.
I would feel a little bad because everybody wants a piece of her all the time.
I'm concerned about Karate Kid legends. Ralph Macchio's in his mid-60s. Is he? He's not f***ing somebody, is he?
I mean, no, I don't know.
Let's stop. Let's stop that and come back to it because what's causing that? We've had
idea.
we have no hits whatsoever.
Yeah,
the Wi-Fi
right,
is
playing that little piece of audio there. Yeah.
Did Mr. Movie show up here?
I think he did, yes.
Oh my God! All right, Derek, what's going on?
Let's turn his mic up. There you go. All right, Derek, try one more time.
How you guys doing?
Yeah,
Thanks for being here.
perfect. All right.
This is
tell us about this cocktail that you made for us.
So Amanda, our bar manager, came up with a cocktail for you guys because we heard that you are beer guys and a cocktail guy.
Yeah.
And so she wanted to make a beer cocktail. So
she's good at it.
She's great.
She's
great. Yeah.
She's great.
So you don't know what's in it, do you?
Oh, I know.
Oh, you do? All right. Well,
I know.
Tequila and lime. And then it also has like a pickled Fresno syrup in it, Fresno pepper, and it's topped with Barntown's mango wheat.
It's good.
It's a good mix. I like it a lot.
It's a little strong.
We love this restaurant. This was kind of a go-to place for us this winter. It just has with the wood paneling and the fireplace, the stone, all the Wisconsin stuff. It was a warm place, but it's obviously wide open now with the patio and everything. You guys have had a good year.
We have had a good year. It's the community out here has been great and have come out and support a new local restaurant, and we're having a lot of fun.
What do you get the most feedback about?
Like positive feedback.
Have you ever seen anybody react to a raw oyster like Murph did?
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm just not a raw oyster guy, but I did it.
But you did it.
I'm
surprised you did it because earlier you said you're not doing it.
Yeah, no. Andy's great at peer pressure. Did you have a friend like that? Like somebody that just they don't let up and they keep going and they frame it in
all
positivity.
The cool kids are doing it.
I think I'm probably that guy.
You're that guy.
I think I'm that guy. Yeah.
So you were involved, probably. Yeah, kind of. It was the two of you.
I've been doing. I like serving people their first raw oyster. So if I'm behind the raw bar up here and we have people up at the bar that haven't had an oyster, I just do one with them. And the reception's been great.
I was talking to somebody at one point. I was doing a story on restaurants, and somebody was saying, okay, well, you know, like getting ocean seafood in Iowa, you know, you're nowhere near the coast, but then the person with the restaurant they hit back, and it was like the perfect line. He was like, yeah, but you realize that anybody that's in Boston that's ordering seafood from the Pacific is getting it from all the way across the country. Anybody in Los Angeles getting something from the Atlantic is getting all the way across the country. Here in Iowa, you split the difference both directions. It's actually better. It's all coming in frozen anyway, or coming in cold.
Well, it's coming in cold. I mean, the oysters come in fresh and live. Right. But I mean, with airplanes now, you can get everything here like that, you know, overnight. So we order things in from the coast. They get flown in here and get delivered. Also, with our proximity to Chicago, lots of stuff comes into Chicago, all the restaurants there and all the seafood. And so we work with seafood companies out of Chicago and Wisconsin, and they bring it down to us 3 times a week.
Well, my wife and I go to Boston all the time. We love Boston, but the lobster roll here is on that par. I mean, it's at least that good. It's so good. We go there once a year, and we go there mainly because Jenny loves seafood.
Okay.
So, well, we have friends there too. But
can I tell this story? I'm going to tell this story about the waitress here. It's really funny.
That's a good story.
It's really funny. We came here and you guys were slammed. I mean, there was a line out the door, and we came in, and I was talking to the waitress who didn't know me from Adam. She was doing a really good job. She was fine, but I was like, "Wow, you guys are really busy. What's happening? What's happening? And she, you know, you guys are really doing well." She goes, "Oh my God, we've just been so busy. We've been killing it lately." Winnie Moranville wrote this article about us that people saw, and the Register did a write-up, and she turns to me and she goes, Keith Murphy mentioned us on his podcast.
Thank you, Keith.
And I was like, no shit. He did? She had absolutely no idea, which was fine, but it was really funny.
Sorry about that.
No, it was great. It was great. It was authentic, right?
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
She wasn't doing it because she knew who I was or anything. But
I get asked all the time what the weather's going to be like.
Oh, yeah. He's very good podcast, everybody. And everybody loved it. No, it was really great. But yeah, you guys were busy, but it still seems like it was a really good start to the year for you guys.
Well, I'm glad you weren't too offended.
Yeah,
no, he couldn't wait to tell me that story. He loves it. Really so cool.
It was great.
Just non-food or beverage related, but where did you run down all these really cool signs? Because I'm such a fan of that kind of stuff. I love my dad loves Schlitz.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all nostalgic. I'm sure many people feel like this. They see some of these old Miller High Life and
Hams.
Stroh's, Hams. Where do you get those?
I mean, random places, auctions online, marketplace, just going up north and stopping in antique shops. You know, you run into
probably
things.
expensive now, right?
Really expensive.
Okay.
Really expensive now. Yeah, some of them, and a lot of these are from the 60s and 70s and some a little bit older. The Hams ones are super collectible.
So what, like a good neon sign like that, are we talking $50, $200, $500? Like what's the range on stuff like that?
Over 1,000?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, really?
So,
Up to
Oh, wow.
I mean, it could be something small, could be $50 to $150, but the big, harder to get neons and things are $2,000, $3,000.
It's got to be like
the ones with those working elements, like that Schlitz has that beer keg barrel spinning around. Those are expensive.
Some of those are expensive, and then like the Hams ones that have movement behind them. So like the waterfall or the lake themes. Yeah.
Everybody loves. It's funny. People like the signs and the just the advertising more than the actual beer.
A lot
more
of
than
people
they ever like the beer.
We love the beer though too.
Do you guys have that beer? Because it is still made. It's not made, or it's made, but it was bought by some conglomerate.
And made by someone else. But yeah, we have it here on draft all the time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And you're close to Barntown, and you have a lot of Barntown on tap.
We have a lot of Barntown, yeah. They're good friends of ours. So yeah, we show a lot of support to them.
They had, I'm sure you're aware of this, but like in the cold of winter, they had like plastic igloo bubbles out there that were warm, and so people could kind of feel like they're on a patio like this in February.
Yeah, and
that was a big deal during the pandemic.
I think that's when it started.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did
Makes
TV
sense.
stories on that. Yeah, those bubbles out
yeah,
there.
putting the igloos up, throwing a space heater in there, and going in, and
Did you guys
drinking?
Did you have to keep doing that? Because that couldn't have been. That had to be kind of complicated. Did they? Are they? Did
They're
they
still
Continue
doing
to do the igloos. Yeah,
Wow.
you reserve an igloo, go out.
People loved them. You had to
Special
keep doing
menu
it.
out there for it.
Oh,
and,
really?
Yeah, go out and hang out. Yeah, people like them enough that they keep them around.
They were, but one night we walked by there, they were packed.
They're packed. It was a fun idea.
We were on we before we came here, for dinner and been here for dinner many times. And we came in, we stopped at the Regal Beagle.
Yeah.
You know that reference, right?
From Three's Company.
Three's Company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Derek's probably not old enough.
Derek's
to
like,
remember that.
what's the Regal Beagle? I thought it just rhymed. I didn't realize there was a show involved.
Yeah, I know that now, but I did have to ask.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, we get it. Another sign of aging. All right, so what would you like people to know here about the Guesthouse Tavern and Oyster? We try to talk about on each show because you've been so good to us, and we obviously authentically believe that this is just great food and a good time, and we'd love to set up here. But what do you want people to know?
Want people to know that it's not just oysters and not just seafood. We get a lot of that because it's it's something that we're proud of. It's something that we like. But we are not just an oyster restaurant and not just a seafood restaurant. We have steaks and sandwiches.
Yeah, I've been here many times, so it's not just oysters.
It's not just oysters. Yes, thank you. That's the biggest thing, and we're here for a nice dinner to a casual dinner, or here for family night. And we just recently opened on Sunday nights, and so it's a great time to come in with the family.
That was crazy. When I saw it, when Moranville has been reviewing restaurants for forever here in Central Iowa. She's the most respected restaurant critic. She does her own kind of blog now, has her own page. I subscribe to it. It was just one day I was like, I'll subscribe to it. We'll check it out. It's interesting. I've always liked her and thought she has really good judgment in restaurants. And I log on for the very first time. She's got a list that says best restaurants of 2024. I'm like, oh, okay, I definitely want to see that. So I look at it. Number one is you guys.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I was like, well, it's going to be one of the super expensive restaurants.
Yeah.
It's going to be Oak Park or 801 or something like that. It was you guys.
I know.
And you were with us at the. I was like, oh my, that is incredible.
We were blown away, and it's just a testament to the team that we've built here. I mean, really, from the service to the kitchen staff. We have a wonderful team here that does a great job, and we're very consistent. And it was a great honor to have her name us number one.
Well, at
and
point four, we're like, yeah,
surprised.
that's right. They're with us. Yep, they're one of us. All right.
You can listen to this if you choose. We're going to try the AD squared again here and see if we have. I don't know what's going on with that. We've had smoothness.
Yeah, we'll see how.
Where's
see if it
Siepker?
works.
Is he still here?
Yeah, he tripped over the cord and screwed it all up.
Yeah, that's
Here,
probably
we'll
it.
try this
All right,
again.
let's try it again. IndyCar driver Connor Daly himself right before the 500, and then he finished 8th and apologized to his cleanup crew.
Don't they do that anyway?
We know the morning show, the weekly morning show, Chris and Chris, they are constantly fighting back and forth, just bitching, those two boys. They bitch way more, and I think that we should be proud of that.
I think I would pick Dolly Parton.
She is an American treasure.
I would feel a little bad because everybody wants a piece of her all the time.
I'm concerned about Karate Kid legends. Ralph Macchio's in his mid-60s. He's not f***ing somebody, is he?
I mean, no, I don't know why they need to feel that way, though. I mean, what do they need to do? Sacrifice part of their salary to her or something?
No, but they could stop, throwing shit at her and knocking her ass all over the court all the time.
Yes.
Which do you like more?
I like the bigger one.
The bigger
Yeah.
And which one was the raccoon interested in? The big guy?
Big old yeah.
Sorry, Mackenzie. Jeez.
Couple of appearances in that.
Yeah. AD.
Glad we got to hear that.
Yeah.
Sure, that made everybody's day a little bit better.
Man. Andy, you haven't drank all your Murph and Andy specially made cocktail. And look at that.
I shared mine with Siepker, and he didn't drink it all either. I will finish the rest of these.
All right. That's good.
One of them, at least.
Well, thank you so much for having us out here today.
Yes,
appreciate it. We've had such a good time. See you again soon.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. Thanks,
All right,
Derek.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. You have some good gear here, too. I like the T-shirt, the hats.
Pick some up on the way out.
All right. Might do it. Could do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's get the Quickie Poll results presented by WCI Pools and Spas.
Yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, do that. Andy's
it's
pounding
okay
fist with Derek.
Yeah,
Thank you, Derek.
Is it okay for home fans to boo and jeer visiting fans? Yes, part of sports says 74%. No bad sportsmanship says 26%.
And then if you could,
go ahead. If you could find out the exact date you'll die, would you take it? No says 69%. 31% say yeah, they would.
That's interesting because in our 4-person sample, 3 of you said you would like to know.
I was kind of on the fence, but yeah, I think I'll stick with that.
I think you made a really good point though when you said like the feeling of invincibility.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know I'm not dying.
I'm not
because
dying
of
till
this.
2041, but you also made the point. So if I walk into traffic,
Yeah.
I could be.
You could be on an iron lung.
Yeah,
for all those years, right?
You could be on tubes for the next 15 years. You don't know that you're invincible. You just know you're not dying.
You could be hurt.
You could be really hurt.
badly.
Hey, do you want to rethink your
agony.
position on this?
Nope.
All right. Where's the patio tour going next Friday?
Going to be at Either Or Eatery and Patio, 6222 Grand Avenue. I think a lot of people know where that is. Great big patio over there. But we are still here at Guesthouse for a while yet. Yeah, they've got a patio. This is an indoor-outdoor type place.
I'm headed to New Virginia after this to a wedding rehearsal.
Say hi to the Iowa Fireworks Farm down there in Wade Peterson.
That's right there?
It's right off the interstate.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I may have to stop.
I don't think he's not technically open yet. We're not that close to 4th of July. We're getting there.
It's about a month out. Is that about when he comes open?
You don't think he would open until like July 3rd?
No, a month out?
No, we're like a week out until he opens.
Okay,
like
got
a week.
it.
Like a week.
You're both saying the same thing, just in different ways.
Yeah. It will be June.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
It'll be June before he opens.
I'll always remember my first oyster shooter and how I shouldn't have done it. Hey, thanks for supporting local media here, and be sure to check out the merch store at iowaeverywhere.com. If you get a chance, please like, review, and subscribe on whatever platform you found us. By the way, Andy, I didn't use the bathroom.
Oh, nice.
Did you notice that?
Bet
How are
gotta
you
go
doing right now?
I'm ready to go.
I can't wait to be in there. We're back Monday. We hope you are too.
Murph and Andy was brought to you by Ramsey Subaru on Hickman Road in Urbandale.